Hello, everybody. Welcome to October's Cook Along Kitchen. My name is Shannon Parks. I am your Cigna on-site nutrition health coach, and I'm super excited to be here with you today. Sticking with the month of October and all things spooky Halloween, we are going to be making a family-friendly recipe today called Mini Monster Burgers. So I'll show you what we're aiming for here. It's going to be something just like this, and we'll see how close we get. So let's go ahead and review all the ingredients that we'll be using on this family-friendly recipe together. While we do that, I'm gonna plug in our hot plate and get that nice and warm. So we'll turn this up over to a medium-high heat on one side. The ingredients that we'll be working with today are these mini buns. We just chose a whole grain mini bun. You can choose one that has sesame seeds on top, or if you like the Hawaiian rolls, those will work just fine too. We've got lettuce. So this just standard green lettuce here. One small cucumber, some pre-sliced cheddar cheese, and we've got seasoned meatballs from the Publix meat department. I really like these because they're pre-made, which makes the meal prep and meal preparation a lot easier. You can also make these at home, or you could purchase frozen meatballs, thaw those out, and use those for these burgers. If you're somebody that is looking for a more heart-healthy diet or low-sodium diet, you'd want to prepare these at home, and the consideration would be for a very, very lean beef, at least 90-10, or you could do ground turkey as well, ground chicken, or a combination of ground turkey, ground chicken, and ground beef if you like a more robust flavor. But for all intent and purposes of our cooking demo today, we'll be using these ready-to-cook seasoned meatballs from Publix. Convenience is key, especially when we have kids in the kitchen. Additionally, I have the sweet mini pickles. We'll be using these as the monster burger antennas. We've got some pimento stuffed olives. These will be our monster's eyes today. And then I've got some no sugar added ketchup here to drizzle on top. I will be cooking the monster meatball patties in 100% avocado oil spray. I really like avocado oil. It's heart healthy, it is non-inflammatory, and it holds a really nice high heat cooking temp without smoking. So this stuff is really great. I like to buy it in a spray. It's super easy, but you can also buy it in a liquid form. So let's get started, shall we? I've got my hot plate starting to get warm here. I've got a 12-inch skillet that I'll be using. So I'm just going to set this here on our hot plate to start warming up. And while we do that, let's go ahead and prep our other ingredients. So I brought along with me a cutting board rather, some paring knives, and a spatula for cooking as well. So we're going to go ahead and start with the lettuce. I typically like to take off the first couple layers of lettuce leaves and set those to the side, as those have been in contact with the outside world in the growing process and handling, etc. But once we get to the inside, I will take a couple of these leaves off, and that'll be used as the bed that our lettuce is going on, or that our burgers are going on rather. So we're just going to take the tough stem and set that to the side on both of them, and make these just a little bit smaller pieces, easier to use when we go to assemble our mini monster burgers. So a lot of people that I work with who have children will say that their kids are really picky eaters. And one of the best ways to resolve the picky eating is to get your kids in the kitchen. So a couple of months ago, I produced an article in the To Your Health newsletter about having kids in the kitchen, and kids at various ages can do various different things in the kitchen. So toddlers ages 1 to 4, they can mix, they can tear apart lettuce for us, right? As kids get a little bit older, they can cut with supervision, they can use the stovetop with supervision, and eventually the hope is that we're giving them enough skill that they can cook on their own one day, right? And have that wonderful skill for adulthood. So let's go ahead and prepare our cucumber. This is gonna be our monster's tongue today. So what I'm gonna do is take a paring knife and I'm gonna cut this on the bias, which means on an angle, right through the center for ease. So you can see I've got a pretty nice sharp angle there. And then I'm going to just cut about a 1/2 inch thick slice. We'll cut a couple of these slices here. Again, sticking with it being what we would call on the bias, or nice and elongated, so that that tongue will stick out later when we go to use it. So we'll set the remaining cucumber to the side. That can be used for an additional dish later in the week. Let's go ahead and prepare our cheese teeth, if we will. So we're gonna use 2 slices of cheese today. We'll take out 2 of these mild cheddar cheese slices. We'll set the rest of the package to the side. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this slice of cheese and we're gonna cut a zigzag pattern right through the middle. And that's gonna help us demonstrate that our monster has teeth. I've stacked these 2 slices to save some time, but if you have a little bit of an older kiddo, this could be a fun little task for them to do in the preparation to help make some monster teeth. I know my little guy really loves to be in the kitchen with me. So now we've got 4 sets of monster teeth here. And if you like more cheese than that, you could absolutely use more cheese than that. But we've got that set up. I will go ahead and also prepare with some small toothpicks here the antennas for our burgers. So I'm just gonna thread 1 mini pickle onto the toothpick here, and that's gonna go right in the top when we assemble it to be our guys' antennas. I thought these were just so cute when I was coming up with a recipe to share with you guys for the month of October. Something that wasn't as much of a sweet treat since we get a lot of these this month with Halloween, and something that would be fun for kids to jump into the kitchen with you. And what kind of kid does not like making food fun, right? A lot of times when I was younger, my parents would say, don't play with your food, but the rules have changed now. All right, so we've got 4 antennas here, 2 for each burger. I'm gonna go ahead and thread some pimento stuffed olives onto additional toothpicks here. These will be our eyes. So you wanna get these where the red part is facing forward, because again, that's gonna be our monster's eyes here. So threading these on. These are gonna be so cute. I was almost tempted to bring my little guy to help me today, but decided to avoid the chaos, right? Anybody who's a parent knows exactly what that's like. All right, so we've got our eyeballs ready to go. Let's check out our pan. We know our pan is warm enough when you can hold your hand about a couple inches away from it and feel the heat radiating. So this one's starting to get nice and warm. So we'll go ahead and get it ready. And the way that I'm gonna do that is just by spritzing a little bit of this avocado oil into the pan, getting a nice even coat on there. We'll take our package of meatballs and open this guy up. These smell so good. I love the convenience, like I was saying, of having the meatballs already done. So what we're gonna do here is we will just smash this down and kind of flatten it out a little bit to make a mini burger patty. We'll put that right in the pan and get that cooking. I'm gonna do a couple of these at a time here. I can hear it starting to sizzle, so that's a good sign. Oh yeah. These are gonna smell so good. Taste so good. Perfect. All right, let me clean up my hands here. Don't mind me as I step away to clean my hands. Get some cleaner over here. Okay, so gotta keep these hands clean when we're touching raw meat or eggs, shellfish, anything like that. We've got our stuff cooking here. So typically we'll leave burgers on for a couple minutes per side, 3 or 4 minutes. These are a little bit thinner since they are just meatballs that we're kind of squishing into mini burger patties. So while those are cooking, we can start the initial assembly process here. We'll get a couple plates put out. And these come together so quickly, which is another thing that I love. I am a huge fan of very easy, very quick weeknight meals. As a busy mom myself, and obviously somebody who works, I know how important it is to be able to get dinner on the table in a flash. So get these served up. So what I'm going to do is just cut these little buns in half here. We'll set the tops to the side for now. And if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Now would be a great time for that. It'll allow me some time to answer you guys. Personally, I would serve this alongside some steamed veggies or a nice garden salad, or even some sweet potato tater tots. Those are a big hit in my house, especially with my little one. So go ahead and take our spatula. We'll just press these down a little bit. Make sure they're nice and flat. Starting to take on that burger shape here. And like I was saying, it can be really easy. We can use a frozen meatball, or you can make these homemade if you wanted to. See how we're doing on one. Ooh, those are starting to brown up really nicely. So we'll give it 1 more minute on that side, let it caramelize a little bit in our pan, and then we'll flip them. These are super fun, super, super easy, and totally on theme for Halloween. So who doesn't love that, right? We'll clear some space here for us to get working when we start our assembly. The assembly piece of this would be a really great job for a little one too. A nice way to help. Have one of them stacking all the veggies on, have another one ready for the sauce when it's time. That would be a really fun way to get them involved in this whole cooking process. You guys, these are smelling so good. So good. All right, let's go ahead and flip them. So we'll get these little guys flipped over, and I'll bring the pan around so you can see what it's looking like in here, but they are looking so scrumptious, and it is absolutely making me hungry for lunch. You can see they're starting to get a nice brown color here. That's what we're looking for. So we'll let that hang out, chill for a couple more before we check them again. Like I was saying, with so many sweets offered this month and the coming months with the holidays, it's really nice to have a themed holiday treat that is more savory and a bit more nutritious. And again, a fun meal to get the whole family involved with. And I'll be honest with you, even if I didn't have kids, I think I'd make this still because it's that much fun. Who doesn't like a monster burger, right? These are looking really good. Moving them around the pan. One of the things when you're sauteing something or cooking something in a pan, you want to try not to overcrowd your pan, simply because the food needs a little bit of space to cook evenly for all the moisture to spread out and to not cause the product to be crowded or to get soggy because they're too close together. Smells so good, you guys. Oh my gosh. These are perfect. They look so yummy. All right, so while those are cooking, let's start to get our stuff assembled here. So I'm gonna take a leaf of lettuce and we're gonna place that right on the bottom, like so. These are just so cute, you guys. I cannot get over it. I love it. So we got leaf of lettuce on the bottom of all of them. Next, we'll go the burger once they're ready. Following that, we'll put our cucumber tongue on there. We'll get our teeth assembled, a drizzle of ketchup, the top, our eyes, our antennas, and voila. We'll see how close we actually got to the picture. I'm hoping that we get pretty close. Can't have this as a Pinterest fail, you know? Burgers are looking really good. I'm gonna just give them one more flip here, make sure they're evenly cooked on both sides. You could totally have a little one smash the burger patties down too. I think that would be a really fun job for a little kid. These are looking good. We'll give it just another couple minutes here, get them cooked all the way through. Beef, for best, safest consumption, you want to cook it all the way through. I know that a lot of people like more rare beef, but when we're talking about ground beef, definitely cooking it all the way through is going to be your best bet. Do we have any questions in the chat? Nothing? Okay. We're rocking and rolling then. The pre-made meatballs do have a little bit of a higher fat content, so you just want to be aware of that when you're cooking. You're going to want to make sure there's enough room in the pan for drainage, and you may, depending on your own cooking style, eating preferences, you may want to drain the patties even on like a paper towel, lined plate, or something like that, because there is quite a bit of dietary fat here in the pan just from the higher fat content of meatballs. So just keep that in mind here. These are looking really, really good. All right, let's get them on here. So we'll put our first one on there. Beautiful. These are absolutely the perfect size for these mini buns. Who would have thought, right? Our last one on here. Nice. And we'll turn this off. Perfect. Okay, let's get our next step of the assembly process going. So we've got our cucumber tongue. Let's pick that tongue out. Cucumber tongue coming at ya. And then we've got our teeth here. I'm gonna fold these in half just so they fit the burger a little bit better. These are so cute. Nice. Let's give it a little drizzle of ketchup for the top of his mouth. What a fun little recipe. And you guys, it came together so quickly, right? 20 minutes, dinner in 20 minutes. Who doesn't like that? So we'll give our little tops here. Put my gherkins in the back for my antennas. That is just too cute. Look at his eyeballs going. I'm curious, would you guys make this at home? Hopefully, because I think it's just such a fun little meal. Look at that. We've got our first little monster man. How fun is that? Get our next guy rocking here. Beautiful. Look at that. So fun. What do we think? We think we got a little close? Let's take a look. I think we did. I think we did, you guys. Look at that. Look how cute that came out. A little monster burger. Who wouldn't love that for Halloween, right? Awesome. Well, you guys, it is always so much fun hanging out with you in the Cook Along kitchen, making fun treats like this, little monster burgers. I hope this brought a smile to your day and a creative idea for you and your family to get in the kitchen. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.